There might be somebody married maybe for 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, perhaps 10 years and 15 years, and yet you don't have child. And people call you a barren woman. The same thing is happening in the life of even Hannah. Of course, in the Bible you see many women who were called to be barren, not for lifetime, but for some time. Brothers and sisters, there is a time for God's visitation. There is a time God's blessing that's going to come upon you. There is a time that is set apart to bless you and to make you a blessing. But don't lose your hope, don't lose your faith, because look at Abraham. When God chose Abraham, he was 75 years. And God promised Abraham, saying that I will bless you and I will bless your descendants. Through your descendants, I'm going to bless all the nations of the world. I will bless you. And you will have children. And Abraham trusted God, but though he trusted God, but answer was not too close. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 5 years passed, and 10 years passed, and 15 years passed, and 20 years passed. If you were in the position or in the place of Abraham, will you trust God? Can you keep trusting God in spite you don't receive any answer, any clue from God? 20 years passed. And yet God says, I'm going to bless you. 24 years, no child. Abraham and Sarah, they trusted God. They waited for God's answer. All that they wanted is a promised son. That's it. They got everything. One fine day, God comes and says, you shall receive great blessing. Abraham says, Lord, whatever blessing I received from you, whatever blessing I receive from you, end of the day, my servant is going to inherit everything. Day by day, I am becoming a childless. Where is the promised son? My servant and his children will take care of all my properties. They will become the inheritance of my properties. God says, no, Abraham. By this time, next year, you shall have a son. And you shall name him Isaac. And God gave that promise. At the age of 100 years, when Sarah was 19 years, when there was no hope to receive a child, when it seemed impossible to receive a child, that was the time God answered their prayer. They waited for 25 long years without doubting God. Is there anybody this evening that you're asking for something, but nothing is happening, and devil comes and tells you, how long will you trust God? How long will you pray to God? He's not answering your prayers. He's not even watching your tears. He's not even worried about your future and career. Then why do you continue to pray? Stop prayer. Stop worshipping him. That is what Job's wife came and said. Job lost his children. Job lost his properties. Job lost everything. Even he lost his health. At that particular time, his wife comes and says, how long will you worship your God? Forget him. Forget about him. Curse your God, and you better die. What is the benefit in serving God? What is that you have received from God? You lost your children. You lost your properties. You lost everything. Now you lost even your health. Where is your God? Better you curse your God and die. That is what devil will do, dear brothers and sisters. If there is anybody being tempted by devil, being troubled by devil, in this way, let me tell you, our forefathers who have gone through the same path, they have remained faithful to God, and they stood on the promise of God, and they proved that their God is living and He is almighty and He is the one who will fulfill all the promises that He has given to His children. Not even one promise was failed in their lives. If that is true, it will happen in your life. All that you have to do, trust and keep praying and keep trusting and keep hoping